All right. Today, we're going to a familiar place, the Gospel of Luke.
Oh, yeah, Luke.
Specifically, Luke chapter 17, verses 11 through 19. It's a pretty well-known story, but we're looking at a reflection on it.
Interesting.
And honestly, this reflection, it just blew my mind.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
So it's the story of Jesus healing 10 lepers, right?
Right, I know this one.
10 lepers healed, only one comes back to thank Jesus.
Yep, classic story of gratitude.
Except there's this twist, and this is what the reflection really dives into. The one who comes back, he's a Samaritan.
Oh, wow, yeah. I mean, during Jesus' time, Samaritans were considered outsiders.
Totally. Like the Jewish people and the Samaritans,
Yeah.
not exactly best buds.
Not at all. So for him to be the one who gets it, who understands the importance of gratitude,
It adds a whole other layer to the story.
definitely.
Okay, so to set the scene, Jesus is traveling along the border between Samaria and Galilee. He comes across these 10 lepers. And they're like, Jesus, Master, have pity on us.
Yeah, desperate, right. Leprosy was a terrible disease.
Absolutely. And Jesus doesn't touch them or anything. He just tells them, go, show yourself to the priests.
And as they go, they're healed.
Bam. Just like that. Healed. But then, only one of them comes back. This Samaritan guy, and he's praising God in a loud voice.
Full of gratitude.
Totally. He throws himself at Jesus' feet, thanking him.
And what does Jesus say to him?
Stand up and go.
Stand up and go. Now, that's where the reflection really caught my eye. It's like, he's not just saying, okay, you're healed, see ya. It's more like, get up and live your life. Live it differently because of what's just happened.
I never thought about it that way, but you're right.
It's a call to action, to embrace the healing, to live a transformed life.
Like the healing wasn't just a physical thing, it was a spiritual thing too.
Exactly. And this phrase, your faith has saved you, which Jesus says to the Samaritan, that's huge.
Because,
Because it appears in other healing stories as well.
oh, interesting. So like faith is the key. You have to believe to be healed.
Well, that's one way to look at it for sure. Some theologians argue that faith is a prerequisite for healing, a kind of spiritual contract, if you will.
Makes sense.
But others see it differently. They argue that gratitude itself is evidence of a transformed heart, a heart already touched by faith.
Whoa. Like the gratitude comes because of the faith.
Exactly. So it's not just a matter of saying thank you. It's about recognizing the power of what has happened.
Oh, I get it. It's like the Samaritan wasn't just being polite. His gratitude was a part of his healing journey.
It was him understanding the depth of the miracle.
And the fact that he was a Samaritan, an outsider.
It makes you think about how we perceive people and where we expect to find faith and gratitude.
Totally. Like maybe we're too quick to judge who's worthy of healing or who's grateful and who isn't.
We have these preconceived notions, right?
Yeah, totally. And this story, this reflection on it, really challenges those notions.
It certainly does. And it leaves us with some really interesting questions.
Like, what about those other 9 guys? Do we know why they didn't come back?
We don't, but that's the point, isn't it? It makes us reflect on our own lives, our own moments of gratitude or lack thereof.
Yeah, I can think of plenty of times when I've been helped and didn't even think to say thank you.
We all have those moments.
Like
right?
maybe it's just human nature, but this reflection is making me think maybe we're missing out on something.
Perhaps we are, because gratitude isn't just good manners. It's a way of participating in the miracle itself.
And what if, like in the story, gratitude is actually a part of healing, not just physical healing, but spiritual healing as well?
It's a powerful thought, isn't it? That the act of giving thanks can actually transform us.
That's amazing. Okay, so just to recap, we've got this story of healing, right?
10 lepers healed by Jesus.
But the reflection focuses on the one who returns to express gratitude.
The Samaritan. An outsider.
And it challenges us to consider the role of gratitude in our own lives.
How it might not just be a polite afterthought, but a powerful force for change and even healing.
And it leaves us with a big question. If you were one of those 10 lepers, would you be the one who came back to say thank you?
And what would that choice say about your faith and your capacity for true healing?
Wow. That's something to think about.
Mm.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. Till next time.